Okay, folks, now, if you were unaware, somebody messed up big time and they uploaded the wrong episode for Zatima this morning. To my knowledge, episode 6 is incorrectly it's incorrectly titled. So it's No More Lies. That's the episode title, but what was put in its place was either episode 11, Actions and Consequences, or episode 12, Tipping Point. I couldn't tell you exactly which episode it is, but my guess is episode 11, due to the fact that the trailer for season 3 only shows us what's going down in the first half of the season. And we get that moment where Zach is seemingly at, in a room, either in the hospital or jail, and he has his hand wrapped up from beating the crap out of Jeremiah. And we got that moment where Fatima closes the door, seemingly breaking things off with him, and she's crying. That, to me, I said, you know what? I think that's probably what's going down in the mid-season finale. Like, that's going to be the closing scene, and then we're going to go on hiatus. Based on the opening scene of this episode, I think this is probably episode 11, again entitled Actions and Consequences. So, with that being said, you go to Prime Video, you click on Zatima episode 6. This is the episode that's going to play. Honestly, I was feeling conflicted. I didn't want to do a review on the episode because I didn't know the full thing was up. I woke up at like 7:15 this morning. And like I said last week, I'm not staying up till 3 a.m. to watch the episodes anymore. I'll just watch them when I get up. So on Twitter and in my inbox, I was getting inbox. I'm like, oh, these must be, things about Sistas, last night. But no, people were sending me, yo, did you see this clip and whatnot? It's like previously on Zatima, or this clip of Belinda at a restaurant with Angela, or this clip of Preston talking with Zach. And I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I want to do a video on it because they're just clips circulating. But no, the full episode is still available on Prime. Now, you know me, I try to have a little bit of integrity where if something was not meant for public consumption, I'm not going to do it, a review or content on my channel. But if it's revealed to the public by the sources that be, whether it's the production company or, in this case, a streaming platform, and it's still available, I feel like it's fair game. Because at this point, paying customers got to see the episode. So I feel like I should be able to talk about it without any sort of guilt. So I wanted to say that to let you know, if you do not want to get spoilers about this episode, do not watch this review. Even though I would appreciate you hitting thumbs up and subscribing because, hey, I'm not the one that uploaded the wrong episode. At this point in time, BET Plus isn't really working on Zatima. If you click on episode 5 and 6, it wasn't really working for whatever reason. But, hey, I do have the reviews up for episode 5 and the real episode 6 up on the channel. So if you want to check those out, feel free to do so. But yet again, I will tell you, this is either the review for episode 11 or 12, which is good because that means when this episode does eventually drop, I don't need to do a review on it. I can just be like, yo, I already did it. Check it out. And just keep in mind, we are hopscotching probably 4 or 5 episodes ahead. So there is some context I could be missing out on. So keep that in mind. I don't even know if I should score this episode, but I will anyway. I enjoyed it. I was going to give it a 9, but I'm going to give it a 10 just because, haha, we got it early. But let me just say up front, Sistas last night was great. Episode 5 and the real episode 6 were great. And this episode, fantastic. Preston was the MVP. So yeah, 10 out of 10. So with that being said, let's jump into the review. Now, Fatima and Angela seem to be getting back home. My guess is, yet again, this is probably episode 11 because it's like we see in the previously on, Zach got arrested in the middle of the night. He's in jail. Fatima is done with him, and that's it. Fatima's like, oh, I'm going to work. Angela's like, but Fatima, hey, look, I mean, there's nothing I can do. It's like I tried to talk to people at work, lawyers and whatnot, but Zach, at this point, he made his choice. He didn't consider me or this baby, and now he going to have to figure it out for himself. And Angela tries to be the voice of reason, but, Fatima just sends her on her way. Turns out Preston, stops by briefly asking if he can go see Zach in jail. And Fatima is kind of like trying to wash her hands of this and says like, look, I can give you the phone number to this attorney and she can help you, get back to the interrogation room to talk with Zach. And, that's pretty much it. Preston goes out of the house and talks with Bryce. And look, I don't know if anything bad happens again between Bryce and Zach between episode 6 and 11 or 12, whatever episode this is. But basically, Bryce wants to go talk with Zach as well. With Preston, like, whoa, I think you ought to stay out of this because I think you're probably the last person he wants to see right now. And, he just doesn't want Preston had to go through this alone. But, he wants to be there for Zach too. And he's not sure if they can do anything at this point, but just show that, hey, we're here to support you or, just be here for you or something. But Bryce didn't know that Zach was this violent because he saw the video. So apparently there is a video that's been circulating around of Zach seemingly beating his brother to death. I say seemingly based on something we learned later in the episode. And I'm just thinking to myself, didn't know he was this violent. And I'm like, bro, I think Bryce, you're not really one to talk, Mr. I'm going to drive my car purposefully into another one. Just saying. But he feels kind of guilty because he almost feels like maybe he helped Zach get to this level of stress by, freaking up the money. And Preston just says like, look, man, he basically talks Bryce off the edge in terms of, look, Zach is a grown man. He made his own decisions. Don't act like, you were responsible for what went down. So they pretty much leave. They go down to the police station. Now, on her way to work, Fatima gives Dr. Reed a call. So it's good. Dr. Reed is back. We'll see him eventually. And he tells Fatima about the fact that he did talk to Zach recently, but apparently he had no idea about what went down since their last conversation. Pretty much that Zach killed his brother. And Fatima's not... she's not sure how to navigate through this, but it's like, Zach was being Zach and, he went and did it even though I told him not to. So I feel like, I guess in the upcoming episodes, when Zach finds out the truth, everybody's like, look, don't go after Jeremiah. Don't kill him. And Zach's going to do it anyway. And I don't want to be too hard on Fatima. I don't. But I feel like I need the other episodes for context. But I'm like, Zach was being Zach and he did what I told him not to do. And I'm like, well, you're the one that lied to him. And I know why you lied to avoid this situation. But I think when you and everyone else were just lying to his face, even when he knew y'all were lying to his face, you all indirectly escalated things. I'm not saying, Fatima, you're the one that beat the hell. No. Zach was the one that did it, but I think you all made it worse. I feel like it's the same argument about Connie, like, like you telling Jeremiah about Fatima and Zach with the insurance thing is what set this off in the first place. But hey, it's neither here nor there. But Dr. Reed says that, if you want, just give me a call. I got some things I need to do, but maybe later this evening after we both, finish work, I can swing by the house and we can just kind of talk to navigate through this because, man, yeah, it took him completely off guard. And, man, it's some heavy stuff in this episode. I'll tell you. Oh, I'm sorry. Fatima wasn't on her way to work. She was actually in her office. Sorry about this. I literally just finished, recording my other episode reviews and I'm getting some of the scenes mixed up. My bad. But I got my notes in front of me. We're good. But Fatima gets up from her desk because she's actually going to meet Angela for, I believe, lunch. So we go over to... Man, this is some crazy stuff. We go over to the police station. Preston and Bryce, are sitting there. Preston is about to, go back to, see Zach. And Bryce is like, so I can get back there too. It's like, no, you sit here and just, I'll let you know how things are. So again, I'm thinking something else happened with Bryce. Bryce probably did something else to piss Zach off. So while Preston is heading to the back, Bryce calls Angela just to let her know that we're at the police station and ask if he can come by to see her later today to talk. And she says yes. happily. So I guess things are going well between these two. I believe in episode 10, Angela and Bryce have a heart-to-heart moment. So I guess these two are on the verge of getting back together. I have no idea. So in any case, Belinda actually comes by the table that Angela's sitting at. And, you know, she's just... Belinda is something else. So here we go. Angela's just kind of recounting the situation of how bad things are right now with the Zach thing and Jeremiah being dead. And she literally sees the grin on Belinda's face about you being happy that, you know, a man's dead and whatnot. And come to find out, Belinda was the one who told Zach where Jeremiah was. And this kind of stems back from apparently Jeremiah stole money from Belinda, because there was that one scene in the trailer where I think Nate is dragging Jeremiah out of the back of Belinda's car, and I think they're in her apartment. So while they were there, and remember, this is when Zach is throwing that bass and flipping Tony and everything. I'm thinking during this scuffle and whatnot, while Jeremiah is hiding out at the apartment, he robs Belinda. So as, you know, a form of revenge, like, this Negro stole from me after I tried to save his behind. Nuh-uh. Hey, Zach, here's where your trifling brother is. So Belinda, yeah, she pretty much set this whole thing in motion. And now Angela is questioning her friendship with Belinda, because now she's truly starting to see how, you know, wicked and conniving and manipulative Belinda is. It's like, this is why Fatima stopped effing with you. Yeah, this is why. Because you love the drama. So Fatima comes in. She's still cold to Belinda. Belinda's trying to be like, hey, I'm sorry to hear about, you know, the Zach situation. Angela's like, Belinda, if you don't get your little narrow behind out of here. So after she leaves, Fatima, you know, is saying, look, I don't really have much time. I just want to grab me a plate to go because I got to get back to work. And she's still trying to process this. And Angela, again, is trying to be the voice of reason. Like, you know, are you sure you're really done with Zach? I mean, like Angela, I don't want to talk about it. And then what was Belinda doing here? Just being messy as always. And, you know, Fatima's just trying to tell Angela, like, look, man, look, at this point, you really need to see Belinda for who and what she really is. And that's about it. So this is probably my favorite part of the episode. Preston showing he's a real one. So Preston is in the, you know, room with Zach to talk about the situation. And Zach's first words are, look, I need you to go to Bryce and get all my money. So I guess he's pulling all of his money from Rise Ventures. And, or, you know, because Bryce helps him with stocks and stuff, you know, maybe that could be the reason. But in any case, he wants to pull all of his money out of the company or whatever and give it all to Fatima. And Preston's like, okay, I got you, but don't you think you ought to save some of your money for your attorney in this upcoming trial? But Zach pretty much accepts, like, look, hey, I know what I did. It's on video. And I knew better, but I did it anyway. He even goes so far as to say it was worth it. And Preston calls him out on that. It's like, man, come on. You know, we're men. And we're not perfect. We make mistakes. But we ought to know better so we can do better. Because of the fact that you saying it's worth it, throwing everything away, you know, your career, your rising finances, your fiance and whatnot. It's like, for what? And basically, I think the most heartbreaking part is like Jeremiah still laughing from the grave because he got me to exactly where he wanted me, behind bars. And I'm like, dang, man, that felt like little boy Zach there, like the little kid inside of him just crying. That was hard. But and even though Preston tries to reassure Zach everything's going to be cool, like, you know, with Fatima, Zach's like, no, yeah, she's put up with a lot of BS with me, the baby mama drama, the just everything. But this time I can tell I really hurt her, and I know for a fact that she's probably done with me. And man, so the only thing, because she won't even talk to me, basically what I need you to do, Preston, go to Fatima and I'll call you. And when I call you, just, you know, put her on the phone so she'll talk to me. So, man, this is how you do a character right. Like I said before, Preston and Zatima way better than like the past few seasons of Sisters where he was just there to be abused by Danny. Like, this is how you do a character right. Preston in this one scene proved to be a better friend than, Nate, Tony, and everybody else. Like, Preston is a real one, I swear. So we go over to Zach's house. Connie pulls up, and she's there to talk with Zach. Deja just pops out of the bushes like, they ain't at home. Like, wait, what? Yeah, you ain't here? He's in jail. What? Yeah. And Fatima going to jail too soon. I wonder if this is in reference to Deja either still pursuing the case she has against Fatima, or that moment where Fatima is tearing up Deja's apartment from the trailer. But in any case, Connie calls Tony and says that, hey, I'm over at Zach's place and I didn't know Jeremiah was dead. It's like, wait, I was there. It's like something ain't adding up. And she tells Tony that, she's confused by something. So yeah, in the trailer, we know that she's trying to pull Zach off of Jeremiah. So she doesn't know about the arrest because it's happened in the middle of the night. She doesn't know about Jeremiah being dead. And, at the barbershop, Tyrone is kind of warning Tony and Nate about, being connected, because in the video, it looks like y'all were trying to help Zach, I guess, beat up Jeremiah, but instead he was whooping your behinds as well. So there's that. I wonder if this video is the one that, is obviously out in the street when Zach is beating the crap out of his brother, or remember in the trailer where he's flipping over Tony and, tearing up Belinda's apartment. Given that, Belinda told about, Jeremiah, the video is circulating around. Did Belinda post it? I mean, we know she has a blog, and remember, she was the one that posted that video of Paul roughing up Zach in the elevator back in season 2, even though to this day, I still have no idea how she would have got that footage. But things are looking pretty bad. So we wrap things up with Connie's car not starting. Deja comes out and mocks her for, driving that old hunk of junk. And Preston actually comes by and he offers to give her a jump. But, why he's here to get on the phone, actually have Zach on the phone and, have Fatima talk to him. So Fatima actually pulls up and Preston tries to get her to get on the phone, but she doesn't want to hear it. And she goes right in the house. And Connie, talks to Zach briefly. And Zach basically says, look, what I need you to do, just talk to Fatima for me. Ask for the information, because given everything that's going on, she probably wouldn't want to put together the funeral, and just handle it for me. So after that, Preston goes to get the cables. Connie knocks on the door and talks with Fatima, and Fatima's kind of taken aback. Wait, does Zach think I won't finish planning the funeral because of what just happened? And it's like, look, you know what? I'll give you the phone number to the funeral director and everything. He's a crook though. And Connie's like, yeah, they all are. But she says, like, most of the, funeral stuff has been paid for. Just let me know the details. I'll write you a check. Oh, don't worry about it. Preston said he'll handle the rest. Well, okay then. And before, she goes, Connie just says, like, look, are you sure you're done with Zach? Because, everybody has their breaking point, their tipping point. But you and Zach still got stuff that needs to get done. And before, Fatima dismisses her, Connie's like, wait a minute, can you go for a ride with me? No, I gotta, meet with somebody, aka Dr. Reed. But Connie's like, look, no, come with me real quick, because something's just confusing me. And then the episode ends. So I guess Connie is going to take Fatima to the location of Jeremiah's beatdown, and then figure out that video probably isn't as accurate as it seems. So that's the twist ending. But overall, this was a pretty solid episode. And probably one we weren't supposed to get until 2025, because Halloween is the mid-season finale. And I think the hiatus is probably going to be until like next spring. But, I've been wrong before. But I doubt that Zatima season 3 is going to return until 2025. But if you watched the episode, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I personally enjoyed it. So with that being said, like and subscribe. And I will catch you in the next one.